Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Rebecca Louise of Rebecca Louise Knits and this is the RLK podcast. This is episode 16 and it's going to be a little bit different from my previous episodes because today I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit more about me. I've been getting some more subscribers lately and I thought it was time to reintroduce myself, and I've been thinking a lot about it lately and I've decided I would like to shift my platform ever so slightly. Of course, I'm still going to be talking about things that I'm making. I have finished objects and works in progress that I'm going to be showing today. If you're not interested in me sharing things about my life, you can skip ahead to this time to me talking about all my knit things. But if you're gonna stick around and hear me have a little chat, then that's great too. So yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit more about myself since the platform was getting a little bit bigger. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while, and also wanting to get back into social media and trying to be more trying to be more present with my content, because I feel like I've always had a distance there and I've just never really got along with regularly posting and getting content out, and that's something I do want to change. And I've just been thinking so much lately about what I want to do next and what do I want to do with my future and just planning and things, and that brought up a lot of things that I had to think about, a lot of things that I've been dealing with in my past and dealing with lately. And so to stop being so vague, I'm just gonna tell you. So when I was 20 years old, I got diagnosed with a chronic illness. I got diagnosed with what I later learned was Crohn's disease. I wasn't initially told that's what it was. Very, very complicated journey led me to finally learning what my actual diagnosis was. This is really common with chronic illnesses. If you don't know, I'm sure people, if you're watching and you've experienced illness like this or something to that effect, you'll know that it's a really complicated journey getting to that final answer. This is what it is, this is how we're going to treat it, because it's not like that it's right away. So my circumstances were a little bit difficult when I got diagnosed. I was living up in York, in Yorkshire, which is northern England. I was at university and I basically got told I was going to be medicated for the rest of my life, but they didn't tell me why and I didn't know what was going on. I was going to hospital appointments on my own at York Teaching Hospital in the middle of going to lectures, and it was very, very confusing and weird, and I got very, very sick. I got very ill very, very quickly and it was really scary. I lost 70% of my hair, which I know is compared to the actual reality of the situation isn't that big of a deal, but it was a loss in a way, like many things were, like my academic career, my social life. I was losing so many things, and it got to a point where I did have to come home, and that was absolutely the right decision. I stand by that decision. Obviously, health always comes first. And I took a year out. I tried going back to finish my third year in my dissertation, which didn't happen. My body couldn't cope with the treatment that I was taking. It was just a complete disintegration of my immune system, and nothing was working. So I came home again. And that is when I got fully acquainted with the health department for my disease back here at home, which is Wirral and Cheshire. I'm sort of between both counties. It's a bit difficult because everyone from around here, we always say it's different because sometimes you'll go to a Wirral hospital or sometimes you'll go to a Cheshire one. So that's a bit confusing, but that's not the point. The point is I came home and I got treatment here and it changed my life pretty drastically. I continued on very, very scary and dangerous meds for a year, and then in 2019 I got surgery, which was amazing. I'd been really lucky and fortunate to have an online platform for Crohn's disease. Anyone else in the community will know. It's all over Instagram and Facebook. We have a really big community online, and I got really associated with the things that could happen, other people's experiences, people being very honest and open about, this is what it's going to look like after surgery, this is what it's going to feel like, this is my day-to-day. I walked into surgery with a very open mind and a very understanding mind of what was about to take place, which was amazing because I know that a lot of people can have really bad psychological issues afterwards because this surgery does alter your body. So, what surgery did I have? I had an ileostomy. Now that means that I live with a stoma bag, and she's awesome, she keeps me alive. So I'm not going to be showing it. Just want to put that out there. This is my body and I don't have to show something if I don't want to. Loads of other people do, and props to them. I'm not saying that this isn't something that be shown, it absolutely is, but it's not something I'm going to be doing. Maybe in the future I'll take a picture at some point, I don't know. It's just I'm not there yet, and that's again part of where I'm at now, is that like I'm accepting it and I'm coming to terms, but it has taken years, so give me a minute. So yeah, so I live with a stoma bag, and an ileostomy basically means a part of my small bowel was brought to the surface of the skin on my tummy, so that's why I wear a bag, and that's how I live my life. It keeps me alive, like I said, and it's amazing because it's given me better quality of life, which has been really amazing because I got to come off meds. I got to get more acquainted with my body again after being ill. I stopped just surviving to the end of the day and I started to actually live my life again, which was amazing. I learned how to knit and I learned how to crochet, which was really cool, obviously, because that gave me an outlet, a creative outlet. I could express myself through that way of creating things, and making art is always an amazing thing to do after you've gone through something, because you need that outlet, you need to put your energy into something, it has to go somewhere. And I feel like I've done really good things afterwards. Like I created a yarn group, a community group where people get to come, share their ideas, share what they're making, we help each other out, we go on trips, it's so fun. And I'm like, I did that, I instigated that, I brought people together, and it's changed and it's got its own rhythm now, week to week, which just feels amazing. And we all share what's going on with ourselves. I think that's great as well, because like we have a sense of community, and I love that. And I love that I was able to believe in myself enough to do it, because I didn't really know what I was doing when I started, but I've learned a lot. I also volunteer as well. I'm a volunteer. I volunteer at my local library. We do like craft sessions and stuff like that, which is fun. So it's become a very creative outlet, everything that I do. And I have really healed from everything that happened with my illness, and I think I've accepted a lot, and I have come to terms with a lot of it. But this is where I go back to what I was speaking about at the beginning, where I was like, where do I go from now? And I've had a really interesting few months where my mental health really shifted into a more positive mindset, which was great. I must admit, it feels really nice not to have this much anxiety all the time, which has been really amazing, because I think it's led to this point right here, filming this video. I feel a lot more confident in myself. I feel a lot more driven to sort of move forward and move on, which feels amazing. And I'm sure other people have gone through this and they know how that feels like when you're sort of, it's like I'm on the other side and everything's starting to feel new again and exciting, and it hasn't felt like that in a really long time, like years. So I'm feeling really good and really positive for my future, which just I genuinely didn't think I'd be able to say that ever again. And it's just amazing thinking back at the things that happened, and I have actual turning points that I remember, like being at university and just knowing I was done and I was ready to walk away. Very powerful moments where it's like I chose myself and my health, because I think we don't do that anymore. We don't choose ourselves. We definitely don't prioritise our health, I know that much. And it's amazing because I think back and it was like, oh, that was me going, no, I'm done. I'm gonna go and heal because this is horrible and I don't want to fight anymore. You sort of give in to the illness because that's what's happening, that's what's going on, that's where your focus should be. And it's amazing to be on the other side of it and to be feeling a lot healthier than I have in years and feeling like this is the start of that next chapter. This is where I go now, and it's okay that that time was spent on doing what I was having to do, which was heal my body and heal myself. And okay, it took all of my 20s, which it did. I'm actually 31 now, so I've been dealing with Crohn's disease and my diagnosis for 11 years. So in 2019 I got my surgery, so I was 24, so it's been, let me do the math, 7 years? Wow, yeah, 7 years in, yeah, June. This week, actually, that's crazy. Oh my God. I didn't actually think of that, but it is. It's June 24th, today. It's the date that I got my surgery. Was June 24th, 2019. So that's 2020, I'm trying to do the math, yeah, 7 years today. I didn't plan that. Wow, I didn't plan that. And 7 years, 7's like a really big number for me. It's like my favourite number. If you can see my tattoos even. If anyone knows what these are the band symbol and the fan symbol for Bangtan Sonyeondan, which is BTS. The 7 members, and so 7's like a really big number. And I'm like, I'm an army, and so I'm like shaking. Oh my gosh, what's going on? Wow, yeah. 7 years. Oh my God, that was a really weird moment that wasn't supposed to take place. Okay. Wow, yeah, that's like really weird. Okay, so that needs to like sink in for a minute. It's fine, I'm okay. Okay, so what does this mean now? And why am I telling all of you? That's because I've been thinking about like how I would like to go forward. What would I like to do with my time now that I'm getting to a position where it feels like I can really start and go out and do something in the world? What can I do with my time? And I want to make content. I've been dabbling in it for so many years, and I really like the creative side of it. I've really got into editing, and I think I want to keep going and keep doing that, and I want to express more of myself within it. I don't know where it's going to lead to. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited, and I'm not that nervous, which is weird because I'm always nervous when I do anything, but I'm excited for what's going to happen next and my next chapter. And yeah, I just wanted to share that more and be more transparent, because I had this really beautiful thought when I was on a walk one day, which was like, you could just like dive in and do it and just own it, like be yourself. Don't care about the backlash that might come or the annoying comments that might come or all the things, just all of that. It's like, because I did have moments where I told people about what had happened to me, and I was maybe not judged, but it's like that's what I became. Oh, this is Rebecca. She has Crohn's disease. And that's not who I am. It's like 5% of my life. Which, yeah, for like a really long time was like a really big 5%. But now we're like, there's loads of other parts of me. I'm like a person. I have loads of things going on. Like everyone does. You're not one thing. You're going to be loads of things adding up to make this whole entire person. And it's amazing because that's who you are. And you're the only person who can be that. And that's what I really want to explore. I want to explore who I am after my health. I went from like being like a teenager. I was going into my 20s. I was supposed to be finding myself and figuring out who I was, living alone for the first time, being independent. I was supposed to figure out where I fit, or at least where I don't fit. Like, how am I different? What makes me who I am? Who do I want to become? And I didn't get to do all those things because I was trying to survive. Like, I was trying to live. And what's amazing is, you know, you're surviving, but you aren't thriving. But what's great is that it's amazing to start feeling like maybe this is it. Maybe this is me thriving. And I need to figure out what thriving means to me and what I want to do. And so I'm going to try and, like, on social media, I think a lot is I'm going to try exploring new things. I want to try new things. I want to document it. I want to make it like a visual diary of all the little things that I'm up to and the things that I'm going to do. And I'm really excited. So I did make an initial step, which I think is a really important one, something I need to do, which I'm going to try and do over the summer. And I'm going to try and learn to drive again. I was doing it a few years ago and I had tests. I was like, right, like I knew how to drive. I just couldn't take the test. I just would fall apart. It was awful. Anxiety again and again and again. But again, new leaf, and I'm feeling much better. I'm feeling a lot more confident in myself, and I'm reacting to things a lot more quicker, which when it comes to driving is really important. And so I'm sort of like, no, I'm going to give it a go again because I want to get independent again. I want to be able to go here and there on my own and feel that independence of being able to take myself places, because I do actually still live with my parents. Yeah, well, do you know what? I got really ill and I had to come home. That's what happens when you have a chronic illness. And I couldn't work. I'm unemployed, so like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I would love to get to a point where like I'm logistically independent, financially independent, and live on my own one day and maybe get a cat, because I think that'd be really cool to have a cat. And yeah, it's just those little things, like life things that you figure out when you're in your 20s, but I didn't get to, so I need to do that now. Some may say, oh, you're falling behind, or you're behind everyone else. I'm choosing not to think of it that way. I'm choosing to think, do you know what? I actually had to like try and save my entire body to still be here. I had to get through all of those bad days. I had to hang on and say, yes, let's go again. Bring on the pain, because that was my reality and that's all that I had. So now it's a case of, oh, I need to facilitate all those things for myself and do that, because this is what we do. We build a life, and I want to build a life. Okay, so I just googled what I was trying to say because I couldn't remember the term, but it's like, I think I'm in my Saturn returning. Like, Saturn's returned and things are happening, and it's saying that it's about right. So if no one knows what I'm on about, it's astrology. But it's when Saturn returns to the same position it was at your exact birth, which the first return can take place between sort of 27 to 30. And okay, I know I'm like a year out, but still, these things aren't an exact science. It also says that it's like it can typically last as a period of 2.5 to 3 years, which makes me feel better about what I'm saying now. And it's really amazing what it's saying, because it's saying letting go of habits or relationships that no longer serve your growth, and about how like confronting fears, overcoming burnout, and dealing with necessary endings to build a stronger foundation. That's what I was trying to say. Okay. That's like my thing that I had to say. If anyone out there has gone through anything like I've just described, please let me know. I want to be friends. I want to be friends with everybody who has who can relate to my situation, because it's rough out here on your own. It's really rough, and I would really love to connect with people. This is also why I wanted to do it, because I wanted to connect with people. I've rambled on, and I was going to make a point, and I've just remembered that. So it was this thing that I was thinking about when I was on a walk one day was I've been thinking about a lot about inspiration and why people do the things that they do and the support that they get along the way. And I realised something. I said to myself, you've got to stop sort of wanting it for you. You've got to start thinking about all the fame and the fortune that comes from things, and you've got to stop wanting it to be for you. You need to do it for the person who's going to chance upon it and be like, oh, this is interesting. What are they talking about? Oh, wow. That's really inspired me. I'm going to do something now. You've got to think about maybe the person you were when you were watching stuff online, because that's my outlet. It's online. I live in a small town. It's like if you can help one person get out of bed that day, or if you can help someone go, oh my God, it's gonna get better, it's gonna get easier. I just thought it was time to be kind of transparent about those things, because I thought to myself, oh my God, what if I do that for somebody? Like the things that have come along for me and helped me, what if me being honest and me coming forward and saying, this is my situation, this is where I'm at, it gets better than what it was then. Maybe that'd be really worth it. Like all the negativity that's going to come along with it, because I know that it is. That's the human world that we live in, that's society. Not everyone's going to be nice. Not everyone's going to be nice. But I'm really hopeful that maybe I'll meet someone along the way who it's going to help. Because I know I got a lot of help. Especially from things online. And things like music and stuff like that. And God, even like content creators who like knit. Like, it's so funny. Like, I think a whole lot part of the world doesn't even know how big the community is, but it's huge, and so many of us are ill. Like, I will not, like, the amount of times I've heard someone say, oh, why did you start knitting and crocheting? So I'm chronically ill. I have a chronic illness. Oh, I was ill, and I wanted to do something. You're at home all day and you wanted to do something. This is literally why this happened, is I was at home all day doing absolutely nothing. And I was like, oh my God, I'm getting so idle with my hands. And I need something to do. I need to create a creative outlet. And when I look back, I'm like, wow, that afternoon that day actually led to you having a presence online. That's pretty powerful. That's pretty incredible right there, because it's true. Like, sort of like I was looking at it's a Winnie the Pooh quote, okay, just bear with me, but it was like, how silly to not recognize how far I've come just because I have so far to go. That's exactly where we are. I'm in the middle. I've come a long way, but there's a long way to go. And so I'm excited for where I'm gonna go. But I am gonna stop talking about myself and talk about what I've made. So here we are, finished object. There's only one. I haven't been doing very much knitting, but I did manage to get this finished. I won't be wearing it though, because we're experiencing very, very warm weather here in Britain. It's boiling, and I'm not gonna wear wool. But I do have a finished and absolutely gorgeous, oh, it's got a crease, it has been folded up, sorry, Lulu Slipover by Petiteknit. It's so cute. I love how boxy it is, like on me, because it doesn't look that boxy on her, but she's petite, so I don't know how it was really going to look on me, because obviously I have made a bigger size. So I made the medium, and I used Sandnes Garn's Double Sunday in the colour Lime Punch, which is just this gorgeous green. My camera's not doing it justice at all. It's a lot more vibrant and sort of, it's a creamy green, if that makes sense. It looks very creamy to me. Or maybe that's the wool, because it has that lovely sort of matte wool finish to it. Because of course Double Sunday is 100% merino. But she did block out beautifully, and I'm so happy with my shoulder construction. And picking up the collar, I'm so happy with this collar pickup, because it's just the neatest I've ever picked up a collar in my life, which means you can really see, oh my god, right? Like, you can just really see like progress even there. Like, I'm getting a lot neater with my knitting. It has been 8 years, it was time. But I do want to show you my buttons as well. So these are really fun. Oh, come on. Not now, after we're having such a day. There we go. So there they are, and these are really fun. These are Pigeon Wishes. Like I think they were like a recycled like resin or something. So they're all different and sort of patchy. But they're this lovely, deep cream and like brown colour. And I just loved. And I used brown wool to put them on, which I thought was a really fun idea. And so I was super happy with those. And yeah, just overall really happy with it. It was a lovely knit. I love a plain stockinette. They're fun. And yeah, I learnt a lot as well. I've never made that, like I've never done that much double knitting in all of my life. Oh my god, the button bands took forever. Like I thought I was going to be finished after like 2 weeks, but the button bands alone took a week. So I was like, it's been 3 weeks now. I was just like, but you know what? Some things just take time. Some things just take time. I do think on reflection I could have gone a needle size up because it's very tight, and I'm wondering if that's why I struggled. But it's finished. I'm happy with her. She fits beautifully, but as I said, not today. Not today. It's too warm. Okay, next up is my works in progress. And I have some fun ones. Ooh, is that doing like, could you hear it? My redesign bag. So first up I have is, oh my god, it's always so difficult when things are still on wires. This is the Jaunty by RLK, Drea Renee Knits, the lovely Andrea, and she's beautiful. I can't believe how cool my colours are working up from this yarn. So obviously I know that they did do, she had the RLK knit along, which even though I cast this on within good time to finish, because that cowl was like 6 months long, because it was a spinning to knit one, and I still only made it like a quarter of the length through the increases. So I'm sort of like, not a lot of progress. It's very slow. I sort of do it in the evenings when I'm like, oh, I want to knit something, but I want it to be not really complicated. And this is amazing because it's just broken rib, which I'm loving. I really like broken rib. It's very airy and full, and the texture it's creating is just, oh my god, I love that. So the yarn I'm using though is by Lottie Knits, Little Bird Sock Marl, because obviously the colours all Marl and it changes, and it's got this beautiful colour changes, and it's part of her Little Bird Sock Marl. Oh come on, focus. There we go. You see those colour changes, and it has that like line of black running through. That's the sock base that it's on. But the colour is actually from a collection called Moody Rainbow, which runs 1 to 8 parts, and all basically they go in one to the next, and so they have a lovely gradient to them. I'm using part 3, and here is part 4. So you can see this slight change. It's still got those blues and that purples, but it's leaning more to a teal green and coming away from the warmer colours like the orange tone that you have in part 3. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be really interesting how like one half's going to be one colour and then the other half's going to be another. I'm excited for the change, but like I said, like it's not really getting very big. It's quite long, I suppose. It is. Oh, I'm in love with this, the way it's striped here. Do you see that? It's like a tiger stripe. It's so cute. And then it's repeated again, but in the opposite sides of the colour on the back. Is that coming through? I'm struggling to see with the light coming in through the window. Love. So loving that. It's all the best colours. Like, that's been really lovely. Next up, I'll show you my teeny tiny progress on actually finally attempting lace after all these years, which is this. Oh, nothing wants to load today. Oh, there we go. It does look really good. You know, it's like you have to step back from your knitting to really appreciate like what it's gonna look like. That's what this is like. So I haven't looked at it in a while, but yeah, so this is the Hawthorne tank by boylandknitworks and by Caitlin Hunter. Haven't checked, I'm thinking that I'm right. Hopefully I am. And I'm using Knitting for Olive's Pure Silk in the colour Putty, which is just this lovely off-white clayey colour, and it's lovely. And I'm excited to have a quite like a nice sort of airy top, but I mean, I've done hardly any of it. Like, it's like, this isn't a top yet, obviously, but it will be. I need to get like that. I haven't really been knitting, and so I'm sort of like, there feels like there's barely any progress, but I mean, there's always progress, but like, it doesn't really matter how much, there always is some, but it feels like I'm sort of like, I need to get back on this. I need to finish these pieces if I'm actually gonna wear them in this heat. Like, okay, next up I have something really fun, and it's kind of interesting as well because it was meant to feature in episode 15, and I had a bit of an issue filming upstairs, which I usually film in my room. It gets very, very warm though upstairs in our house, and of course with this heat and everything. And I think it was also warm when I filmed last time, it must have been, because I really struggled to get everything in. And then when I came to edit, I realised I had no footage of this. And either I didn't click record, or it got deleted when I was trying to sieve through all the clips that I was like trying to decide to download. So, but there's been no progress on it. So, like, it's the same as if I was going to show you them what I'm going to show you today, and I'm just trying to, I don't want this to get all tangled. How cute are my little bats? My little stitch stoppers, is that what we call these? I have no idea. I just know that they're fun. Okay, let's just hold it up. Okay, there we go. Can you see her? Oh, it's like so 70s chic, like this is what I would have worn if I was going to the roller rink on a Saturday night. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could just see it with rollerblades. I should do that. I should get rollerblades, some of those little cute, like, you know, the little red shorts that they had in like, I'm gonna get an aesthetic picture to put here, because this is all I can think about now. But yeah, oh, that's great. It's really zoomed in that. So I'm just going to show you the colours. Oh, I'm in love with a dual-toned rainbow. It's so beautiful. And there's nothing like a rainbow. Happy Pride also. I know that's Pride Month, so happy Pride, guys. So, what is it? Why is it got a fun rainbow and nothing else? So, first of all, I'll talk about the yarn. This yarn is from Noodle Soup Yarns. And it is, don't have any labels. Oh, anyway, it's the Yak Sock base. So I think it's like 20% yak, 10% nylon, and then the rest is merino. I will put, obviously, you know, all the details are going to be below. because I always do them. So details will be below, and if those percentages were wrong, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do everything from memory. So it is mine. I've made it. I did speak about earlier on when I got the yarn, because I got the yarn from Textile Manchester, which was their first year. That was a lot of fun back in March. And I saw she had something on display which looked a bit like this, because that's where I got like the inspiration from, which is the Twist Cardigan by Amber O'Brien. And I saw how it was made. I thought about it a lot, about what I want to make, and I know I put it in episode 14 where I was like, this is the yarn I bought, this is what I'm going to do with it. I think I even showed a picture at the time. But basically to have the colours working in chevron to create a V shape on the fabric, which of course is what has been achieved here. So I did do it, and it worked really well. It looks great, but I wanted a top. I didn't want a cardigan, so this is going to be like a lightweight jumper, or blouse, I guess would be the word that some designers use when they have a lighter fabric. So it's a sock weight yarn, so it's a really light fabric, but it is going to be just a top, and I am intending to do either quarter leaf or full length sleeves, and to have like a cropped fit, because I am doing this all on my own. It's completely self-drafted, it's to my measurements, it fits great. I'm really happy with, I did get all that right. I haven't had to frog it, which was amazing. And so due to the colours chevroning in a certain way, I had to move the initial increases that you'd usually do for shoulders, which would be here and then 2 on the back in the same place. This instead has a line going down the front, the back, and then 2 tracing along the shoulders, going along the arm, so that would run continuously down. And I hit a bit of, well, not an issue. I had to increase out the fabric from under the arm due to level out the fabric for the top. Do you see how it's like, it's really hard to see? Oh, there we go. So this grey line here after the green, that's the last colour on the rainbow. And then I go back to the original blue that I cast on with at the top of the collar, and it's called Disphotic Zone, but it's like a really deep teal. And I go back into that, but you can see all my little wrap and turns, which I don't really mind. I sort of like that it has this little like bumpy feature. I'm not bothered by it, that looks fine. But the problem I came in with is I didn't know whether I wanted that running line of stitches, so I've increased on both sides of the stitches to create this like bumped row, as you can see. I've no idea what this is called. So I've worked like make one right and left on both sides, and it's raised the stitch in the middle that they sit either side on, which creates this lovely line going down the front and the back and the sides. I wanted to carry that on, but I didn't want to increase out and then sort of increase back in under the arms, because I didn't want it to like warp the fabric. And I really struggled trying to level out the fabric. And so at the end I sort of I was like, I'm gonna have to wrap and turn all the way around on both sides, which I did, which was fine. And I carried on a different sort of line to still, you can sort of see it, come on. Like, there we go, do you see that? So the way I've created this is slightly different to working increases, because of course I just need that to be like stockinette, going into the sort of the fabric that will be below the section of the colour changes. So what I've been doing there is I've been slipping one and then knitting it on the next row, which, it's fine. It's not like it all needs to look exactly the same. Like at the end of the day, I know it's gonna look slightly handmade, like you made it with your hands, you need to accept that. And so that's fine and everything. But I'm sort of like, I don't really know what to do. So I wanted a little bit of advice on it. And I think I'm gonna do a poll on Instagram for it and just talk about it a little bit on there as well, about what would you do would you continue the line or would you leave it where the rainbow ends? And should I just start doing just straight stockinette to finish the body? And the same would be at a certain point on the sleeves. Like I think it's going to come to about here. The yoke's really big, so half of my sleeves are basically already done for me due to the fabric working into a point. Well, more like that, but you get what I mean. And so then it would be the line would stop there, or I can do what I've done under the arm with my increases to get the colour levelled. I could work a line all the way to the end. Oh, see, I think it would look really, really good if it had this continuous line going through the fabric. I just think it would be a lovely design detail. And this is the thing about doing like self-drafted though. You end up asking a lot more questions, obviously, because you're not just like making something that somebody else has designed. Like the thought process has been taken away in the way that you can just, I mean, you can change things, of course you can alter anything, but when you're sort of doing it right from scratch, you're sort of, okay, how do I want it to sit? How do I want it to look? Because I've had to do all the maths and I've had to do everything like that. And so there's loads of times where I sort of stop and I put it away because I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do next. So been working on it since March. And yeah, not a lot's happened. I got the yoke finished so quickly. It was that way though, you know, it's like, oh, I want to finish a colour and start the next. And so I had that finished really quickly. And I'm really, really happy with how it looks. It looks better than I thought it would, because I was worried that it wasn't going to work. I was so worried that the yoke was going to be all funny looking and weird and that the shape wouldn't really sit properly, but it just, I'm very, very happy with it. And like I said, it fits. I also, really well done to me, I did a picture after every single colour change on the stripe. So I have like a load of pictures where it's just like getting longer and longer, which is fun. So I think I'll do something fun with that, like a reel for Instagram and whatever, just because it was a really fun process. Knit a rainbow, guys, do it. It's fun. Yeah. Oh, so to clarify the yarn, sorry. So the teal colour, the Disphotic Zone, I got 2 skeins of these. Oh, come on. 2 skeins of this colour. And then the rainbow was actually a pack of 10 minis, which was Noodle Soup's Yarn's dual tone set in rainbow colours. So that's why they all fit together, because the teal is actually one of the minis, but I didn't use it because I wanted it to be distinctive from the rainbow itself, so that it looked like you have those rainbow lines and then you have just the sort of main colour, I guess, which is that lovely teal blue. And so they're all from the same sort of colour palette of being a dual tone, which is lovely. So I knew it would all work and sit together, which was great. That took a lot of worry away. It's not like I had to pull from my stash, which would have been a nightmare because I buy loads of different things and nothing matches. So yeah. But yeah, a lot more to be done on it, but I think it would be lovely and finished and just be amazing to wear in autumn. Yes, so let me know what you think. To line or not to line? That is the question. Should I continue with a pointed line so that it all ties in together, or should I just do plain stockinette? Because I don't know. Okay, that is everything. Oh my gosh, thanks for sticking around. If you did, you deserve a star. You deserve a gold star, because this has been a long one. I thought it was going to be short. That didn't happen. Thank you so much for watching my podcast. I hope you've had a lovely time. Please comment below. Let me know what you're making, which would be fun. Answer my question about whether I should keep, how I should design this top, because I need feedback. And also, if you watched the first section, thank you so much. That really means a lot. And yeah, check in. How you doing? This was really fun to film. Maybe this is the way forward. I don't know. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Rebecca Louise of Rebecca Louise Knits, and you've been watching the RLK podcast. I don't have any acquisitions. I've been very good and I haven't bought any on. So, but don't let that stop you. Everyone should buy yarn, it's fun. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have an absolutely amazing weekend. If you're in the UK and you're dealing with the heat, I'm with you. Stay hydrated and yeah, have a good one. Thank you.